The NASDAQ 100 is going down like crazy. Bitcoin is going down like crazy. Everything is crashing. And it's these numbers right here. These numbers right here that caused that to happen. The core PCE price index and the GDP growth rate. These numbers came out today, and pretty quickly afterwards, we had ourselves some very hefty reactions. Matter of fact, the NASDAQ 100 erased all gains and turned negative after falling over 2% in the span of 30 minutes. They said buying the dip would be fun, but I have yet to see any of that fun. And the same can be applied to Bitcoin. You think, that, you know what? If these stocks are falling, at least we can fall back on our trusted Bitcoin vehicle. Oh, no. You thought wrong, my friend, because Bitcoin also just hit a new yearly low of $58.7 thousand. And on my phone right now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's not looking any better because we are still at $58,000 a coin, $1 to an XRP. Ethereum also probably in the gutter. I'm seeing it right now at $1,500 to $60. Well, they said it was going to be fun. I guess the only thing that's kind of interesting is the AI realm. That's why I've been focusing on that a lot. But everything else, crypto related, stock market related, it's been taking a very big turn. So what's been going on? What happened? In just 27 minutes, the NASDAQ 100 fell 1,000 points, and the S&P 500 erased $1 trillion without any major headlines. So it was quite peculiar. The NASDAQ opened 1% higher, which I saw was pretty amazing, and then fell 3% between 9:30 a.m. and 9:57 a.m. Now, what is it all about? Let me just quickly say, though, and this is actually a crucial thing. If we're talking about some of these major important stocks, there's one thing that came out. Sometimes to say no news, no headlines, well, usually if you look well enough, you'll find them. And one is like I just told you, these major numbers. And another one, for example, when we're talking about major tech or even just the S&P because it's huge, Apple just decided to announce a price increase because of the new increased cost and all these chips in the AI sector, whatever, right? But so that is also a pretty big deal because Apple fell a couple of percent in an hour. Anyway, let's quickly cover it. So take a look at the chart below. At 8:30 a.m., the PCE inflation came in at 4.1%, which was followed by the Apple price hike news. At 9:30 a.m., the NASDAQ was up nearly 1% and then fell again, 3.5% before 10 a.m. on minimal news. Dip buyers are now attempting to form a bottom. And so when you look at this, it becomes kind of weird, but as we move on. First, PCE inflation is now officially up to 4.1%, the highest since April of 2023. Inflation is more than double the Fed's 2% target, and the PCE is the Fed's preferred metric. But this news did not drive markets lower today. In fact, futures were higher after the data. This was followed by the news that Apple raised prices on Macs and iPads by up to 25%, so a pretty big deal. Tim Cook said soaring chip costs made the hike unavoidable, and this was the first big sign of what we are calling AI-flation, where over the past couple of years, really, every single time technological advancements came out, the markets decided to, price things cheaper because if it got more efficient, the chips got better, you could also make it cheaper for the people. A freaking flat screen TV used to cost tens of thousands, it was thousands of dollars basically, and all of a sudden you could buy one for like $700, which was pretty strange to notice, right? But on that note as well, there's a shift happening from every single one of these companies only making things cheaper, and I talked about this before on the AI realm as well, when I talked about subscriptions. I really think people are not getting just quite yet just how cheap many subscriptions really still are and how much of a change they're going to see, plus devices and internet connections and things of that sort. I think there's going to be a massive shift, specifically in computing power and things of that sort, as AI gets broader. Like, it's broad now, sure, but it's going to go 10x that. And so to have a computer with this much RAM and all these things, it's going to be so much more rare in the near future. Regardless, inflation due to AI is being passed on to consumers, and we're seeing the start of that. Following the news, Apple stock fell 6% in a matter of minutes. They erased $220 billion in market cap, and we believe it led to the panic selling seen at the open. Why? Because a tremendous amount of uncertainty exists amid record levels of risk appetite. In reality, is that uncertainty is in markets is arguably at some of the highest levels in history. And the same goes for risk appetite. Investors know AI is the next big thing, and no one wants to miss the next big thing. But uncertainty is also a major byproduct of all this innovation. After the news of Apple's price hike, investors began considering industry-wide implications because, as we have recently seen, Apple decides their release schedule. If you didn't know, now you know. And all these other companies like Samsung, etc., they all adjust to Apple's schedule because you kind of want to be a little bit earlier than Apple. If you're right after them, they're going to outmarket you, whoever you are. It's just the truth of the situation. So after they increase their price hike, what are all these others going to do? If inflation is above 4% and tech giants are starting to raise prices by as close to 25%, what does this mean for the US economy? And what does this mean for interest rates? Rate hike odds are rising now. Adding fuel to the fire is the ongoing carnage in our markets. The crypto market. In 60 minutes, amid the reversal in stocks, nearly 500 million 𝗕𝗃𝗀𝗃s, dollars basically, worth of levered crypto longs were liquidated. This sent Bitcoin to 58,000 for the first time in almost 2 years, and leverage is now a market-wide issue. I mean, the numbers really look bad all around. $500 million liquidated from the crypto markets in the past 60 minutes was just announced right there, a pretty hefty announcement. And I told you, right now, the only thing that seems to just break more records all around is this AI race. They're trying to get in there more and more, and I see just announcements after announcement. DeepSeek, the major Chinese AI, one of them, plans to double the staff across all departments. They want to compete. They want to keep it going. 𝗕𝗓𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗑$1 is a single 3x levered NASDAQ 100 ETF is up to $40 billion. At the same time, AUM in the 3x levered long semiconductor ETF, SOXL, are up to a record $34 billion. Since April, these figures are up 200 and 300% respectively. Leverage amplifies market swings. And in Asia, it's even worse, as South Korea and Taiwan are now both part of the top 100 largest stock markets in the world amid the AI run. Meanwhile, and this to me is really quite peculiar, AUM in leveraged South Korean and Taiwanese ETFs is up to a record $65 billion. Year-to-date, total leveraged ETF AUM has surged almost 500%. And to sum this all up, we believe volatility is here to stay. We have a record leverage, rising inflation, tons of uncertainty, and one of the biggest technological revolutions of all time. This presents tons of market opportunities to capitalize on the broadening swings in the market. Damn. I'm also looking at these numbers. Micron has gone from 60 billion to 1.3 trillion in just 15 months, and SanDisk up 5,000%. I have been an avid supporter of SanDisk for a long time. Of all these little, some of them have not even been opened here, these nice little SSDs, and it really makes you think. Some of the companies here that were winners, they just stay winners. And actually, here, if you're a crypto person, let me just quickly tell you one thing. Here comes a philosophy that I think in the stock market has been known for a long time, but in crypto, people are starting to learn more and more. And this is why you focus on winners. In times like this, when the crypto market's tough, it's, in my opinion, just a matter of being able to sit it out and go to some place warm, which is basically everywhere in the world right now, chill it out for a little bit and relax. Because eventually these things will turn back around. That's, again, my personal opinion. It's a matter just of waiting. And the problem is most people can't handle the wait. I can, though. And that's the thing. You go and double down, basically, on a sector that you see is working. And the hardest part when it comes to crypto is not really selling the bottom. It's mostly just trying to actually sell the top. Right now, if you're selling, that for most people, it's a matter of just holding on and waiting for the highs to come. But the thing is, you have to also, when those highs come again, which I personally see as inevitable, not financial advice, you have to also take advantage of them. Because most people that are watching this video right now have seen their portfolio at least at some point in some profit or a lot of profit. And why didn't you cash out? Well, what did you learn? Well, the majority of what you learn is every single time, if you thought about giving up, it would have been better to just stick through it. And if you're selling somewhere in profit because you feel comfortable, hey, that's completely cool. But at the end of the day, even if you didn't sell the previous heights, most likely there'll be another high that's even higher than whatever you saw in the past. It's just a matter of waiting to get there. And I want to sit here talking about more lessons, but I really think that's about it. And let me just quickly also say, if you're into trading, especially using AI for all that type of stuff, make sure you check out our website down below. It's called bottrading.net, because a lot of cool stuff will be posted on there very, very shortly. Last couple of days have been kind of on the low, but hey, don't worry about it. We're going to get some really cool stuff on there. So make sure you check it out. Link is down below, especially sign up for the newsletter. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video somewhere later today or tomorrow, depending on what happens. But this was a crazy day.